I am so excited to share this next AI strategy with you. One of the reasons it's so exciting to me is because it is really simple, yet it solves such a massive problem. And this is the problem. All of us in this world, in this day and age, we are busy. We are inundated with information. We're constantly juggling all sorts of different activities. If you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, a manager, or a leader of any type, this is compounded. All of us have so much going on in our lives. It is complex, it's full of data, and we're constantly being pulled in different directions at once. And one of the ways that I feel strongly about AI, that AI can help us, is to function as our personal guide. We can have access to AI on a 24/7 basis, 365 days a year, and it is always there for us. It's always sympathetic, and it's personalized to our situation and our context in the scenario that we're in at that day. So today, I'm going to walk you through a few examples of how you can look at AI and use it right now in its current version as your own personal expert guide. And you can use it to solve problems. You can use it for professional development, personal development, and more importantly, you can use AI to get unstuck, to get out of those modes where you're in fight or flight or under duress or lots of stress. You can use AI to quickly level up in areas that you need to get some education. You can use AI to help, and it's amazing. So let's look at a few examples. And the first one I want to start out with is AI as a legal advisor. At some point in our lives, we're going to be dealing with attorneys. And then if you're in business, you're already there and you want to maximize that time. AI does not replace the attorney, but what it does allow us to do is level up our performance so that when we are engaging with a legal professional, we're maximizing our time with them and our billable hours as well. And the example that I want to share with you is a situation that we had in our own, where we have some property. And I won't go into the details of the background of the story because it's not relevant. But what is relevant is that we had a legal agreement and we're deciding whether or not to sign it. And there was a few parts of that agreement that I just did not understand. And I didn't feel confident that I could make a recommendation to the rest of people in the group of whether we could sign it as is or not. And before we went back to the attorney with our questions, I wanted to make sure I really understood the situation. And so I used AI to get through to that. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I'm going to start a new chat with AI, and I'm going to show you the prompt that I use in this scenario. Now, don't get hung up on the details of the prompt. Just notice that there are three big areas. First of all, role. I'm asking it to adopt a role, and that is act as an attorney familiar with property law. The second part is context. Here is my situation. Then here is my command. Help interpret a section of this agreement that we're evaluating and help me understand what it means in plain English. So what I will do now is I'll put the section of that, and it's down below. It's in legalese. It's really difficult for me to comprehend because I'm not a lawyer. So now I'm using AI as an expert to guide me through what this agreement is. And what it has done for me is interpreted that article in the agreement in the way that I can. When I did this in real life, I went through this and I continued to ask a lot of questions. And I asked, what if scenarios? Am I correct in understanding this way? What if I interpret it this way? What are some considerations that I need to think about that may not be here? What are some unintended outcomes that I may not be considering? These are all the what if questions you can ask. And it's like you're having a discussion with somebody familiar with the law. Again, they're not a lawyer. They're not replacing a lawyer. They're not giving you guidance, but AI is helping you. Just like if you had a friend that was an attorney and she gave you really good advice on what to do. So that's a really easy example to get your head wrapped around for how to use AI as an assistant that's an expert. Let's move on to another one. This one I love because no matter what your profession, you will have situations where you need to review documents, and it could be academic documents in a journal of science. It could be technical documentation for a product that you just bought or you're going to make an investment in. Either way, AI can function as your guide to interpret really difficult to understand information. For me, I wish I had this back in college because there were so many times when I was trying to read an article and I would fall asleep. Nowadays, I use this because it allows me to stay informed on new developments as they're coming out in the world of AI. And I'm going to walk you through a really quick example. And there's a paper that I saw, somebody posted about it online, and it was a short article in Nature. And as you can see from the title, it's already written for an audience of people who are at the PhD level, just by nature of the journal that it's in, no pun intended. But it was interesting to me because it talked about using outputs from AI to train new models of AI. And I wanted to know what the outcome of this article was. So what I did is I quickly went to AI. I'll start a new chat. And all I did was I grabbed a prompt very similar to the one I did before, but not as verbose. Here I asked it to be a computer science engineer with 20 years of experience in developing AI technology. So I'm again asking it to take this article I'm about to give you and explain it to me in a way that I can understand. And here's the article that I'm uploading. And the article looks like this. It's not too long. It's only 6 pages, but it's dense, verbose, a lot of technical language. And this would be something that would probably require a bit of time. And it's been a long time since I've read information at that technical detail. So I use AI to give me a quick guide, and I can get a very quick, not only a summary, but a really good explanation about what the paper is and what it means. And it's short, but I can continue to ask more questions of it to get more detail into it. This is a wonderful use of AI because you can put almost any type of document in and have it summarize it for you, ask it for very specific detailed information, and really dive into the topic. So then if you do choose to read the full article, or when you read the article, you are operating from a position of being informed. And that is a profound situation. It really helps. And again, this is an example of going from that state where you have to get something done and you have a lot of competing demands on your time and your mental capabilities, and you're inverting that to where you are leveraging AI to maximize the time that you have to get as much out of it in a way that is personalized to you. That word will keep coming back up again and again. Personalized to you. It is so powerful when you think about what it can do for you. So let's go back to another example. And this is one of the ones that I think is perfect for so many people. At some point, all of us will be involved in negotiation. If you're in business, it's a constant and probably daily part of your routine. If you're not, it's something that comes up once or twice or 3 times a year. We can all identify with buying a car and the pressure that you feel when you're in that negotiation with somebody who has all the advantage of information on their side about the vehicle, financing, warranties. As the buyer, you are at an information disadvantage. And you can flip the script by invoking AI to become an expert in negotiation. And this use case I'm about to show you, I think, is a really fun one because it highlights a creative way of how you can use AI beyond just acting as an expert, but you can go to the next level and ask it to help you navigate the scenario. And what I'm going to show you here is act as a salesperson, and I am the buyer, interested in purchasing a used car, and my goal is to negotiate the best possible price and terms. However, here's the twist. I'm asking AI to role play with me and include realistic responses that the seller might use. So now I'm not only asking it to be involved in a transaction where negotiation is part of it, I'm actually asking it to practice with me. Now I can go into a situation with no pressure, and I can simulate the same scenario where I am at an information disadvantage against the seller, but I can practice. And then when I go in and do it for real, I'm in a position where I have gone through this. I can reduce the stress that I might be in, and I can operate from a position of information advantage potentially on my side. At least we'll go in there from a position of equity. I'm well prepared. I know what to expect. I can play out different scenarios, and I can take advantage of the situation to get the best outcome for me in a way that is also probably a good outcome for the seller. So I think this is a wonderful scenario with AI. And what I want to close with is these are just a few examples. And this is a use case that I leverage daily with AI, and I encourage you to do the same. Whether it's using AI to act as an expert in marketing and copywriting, or if you want to have AI function as a coach to help you communicate with other people differently, or act as an SEO assistant to help you navigate this strange world of SEO that is both an art form and heavily relying on analytics and hard data. Whatever route you go, just know that AI can serve that role and function as an expert guide, and it will change how you operate in the world. And going back to that problem I identified at the beginning, where we're all under stress, we have tons of competing demands for not only our time, our physical presence, and our mental capabilities. It's all stressful, and there's too much to do and not enough time. We can use AI to flip that script and put ourselves in a position of advantage so we can navigate our day just that much easier. And as you get better at doing this, you'll find that this is a powerful way to change the state of your mind, the state of your being, so you are prepared for whatever you have to deal with that day. It puts you in a position of constant advantage. And it is a lovely feeling. And I think if you practice this, you're going to find that out for yourself. I hope this was useful for you, and I can't wait to learn how you've been using it to enhance your life. Until next time.